Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as I welcome you to this Heflatv presentation of joinDOTA League Season 2. It's Division 2 Europe with Kompas Gaming going up against DreamTeam, the team with the famous PGG in it, of course. My name is Coucher and today with me is Mito, a newcaster amongst Heflatv. Bring some great analysis. And how are you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I'm very excited to be here right now. I used to watch PGG's games way before like he became famous, and I remember his SF. That time to me, like as a beginner Dota player, it was legendary at that point. And then you started hearing news about like drunken PGG and then like PGG black holes. So yeah, I feel very honored to be able to cast this game.
It's always a really fun player to watch. Just the drafts that he goes for as well, or that his team goes for. Actually, at the start of Dream Team, he was the one drafting for them as well. They have switched the position now, at least for the last couple of games, and well, it's been working out pretty well for them. Yesterday, they had a decisive victory over 4FC, as well as tying up 1-1 against Fnatic in another tournament, but Kompas Gaming picking up the Dazzle as the first hero for them, and Dream Team just taking the Ancient Apparition and the Wraith King. I mean, I guess it's a pretty strong combination of sorts. Or, well, the Wraith King just overall, the annoyance of the Rebirth, or Reincarnation rather, and the Ice Blast, it does negate Dazzle to some extent.
Yeah, not only that, Wraith King, it's just such a strong pick as of now. And I've seen a lot of Wraith King being combo with the Doxia, because as soon as the Wraith King dies, every unit around that huge vicinity can't really move. And Doxia can just pull off the easiest vacuum wall combo of his life.
That would actually be a pretty sick thing to see, and Dream Team, they do like themselves some big team fight combinations. At least one or two heroes with the like massive ultimates, maybe like Tidehunter or something along those lines. So I guess a Darkseer definitely might be possible, especially if they have the Ancient Apparition there with the Ice Blasts.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised that this team is called Dream Team and not like the retry that he's well known for.
Yeah, they actually were the retry, but they changed their name like, I think, a month ago or so.
That's a little bit of a shock to me. What do you think What do you think Kompas Gaming is gonna pick up next?
Well, I guess a Lycan is a possibility. They do have the Dire Sight, so they could go for the early Roshians as well as the Dazzle. It's pretty nice for pushing, keeping the creeps alive, and also the wolves from the Lycan can surround people or heroes, and the Shadow Wave will just bounce off them for extra damage.
Yeah, they are taking an extremely long time for that second pick, though. Do you think this combination of Wraith King plus Ancient Apparition is like really setting them back, and they don't really know how to deal with it, or are they just still trying to figure out exactly what they want?
Yeah, it might be either one. I guess I would be a little bit thrown off if an Ancient Apparition Wraith King first picks. And you don't see them every now and or so often. Usually it's actually the Shadow Demon lately getting picked up first. But I guess neither team wanted to go for it, and Kompas Gaming snatching the Nature's Prophet. So do you actually think that now Dream Team goes for the Lycan ban as they see the Nature's Prophet for the extra push?
I believe it's a necessary ban. Lycanthrope giving all of the treants another plus 20 damage or so each treant. You've got amazing split pushing power, and the more units there are, the easier it is for Dazzle to utilize that massive heal, which does around like 650 damage at maximum levels. One of the interesting thing is like Wraith King, its resurgence in popularity these days is kind of astonishing. I remember back then the only team that ever used Wraith King was Team Fire, and that was like with Fluff and Stuff, all those guys, before they became Team Liquid. And they chose the hero simply because of the fact that that time it was very focused on big team fights where you have things like Black Hole, you have RP. And the best thing about Wraith King is once he dies the first time, all of these big ultis are blown. And the opponent team will have nothing to counteract a carry with 2 lives.
Yeah, that probably is the biggest factor in the Wraith King. I mean, sure, the stun is pretty damn nice as well. Having the 2 second duration stun and the 2 second slow with 10% on top of it. But yeah, the Reincarnation, it's just so annoying to go up against. Like you said, if you just blow all your spells on him once, he's just gonna come back and kill you after. But what do you actually think of this Axe pick now for Dream Team?
I love it in every single aspect. not only is it a block pick, like if you're gonna choose Lycan, that's even more summon units, and it's just gonna allow the axe to proc his spin even more. Unless of course you have the Necrobrook and then you just burn Axe's mana. And his ultimate also goes to the Shallow Grave. So anytime a hero is low and Dazzle wants to save that hero to Shallow Grave, it's not gonna happen. Because you're gonna have that axe and he's gonna dunk on those low HP heroes.
Yeah, the dunk is definitely the only spell that actually really counters the Shallow Grave of the Dazzle. And it's quite easy to land since you usually use the Shallow Grave on like 1 HP targets anyway. So the threshold for the Culling Blade definitely will be there. And actually Kompas Gaming, they definitely go for some more push. I think the strongest pusher support, the Shadow Shaman, and now the Death Prophet for the mid lane, I would guess. But Dream Team getting the Mirana, and I actually do think it's gonna be a carry or support Mirana now.
Well, I can't really tell as of now, but I've seen in this case when Wraith King and Mirana as well as Ancient Apparition have been picked, it's generally going to be a Wraith King support, allowing the Mirana, because Mirana is a relatively decent laner, and this allows Wraith King and Ancient Apparition to do a dual roam if needed, and the setup's done for Wraith King just does very nicely with the Ancient Apparition. And something else that I haven't really mentioned is as soon as you use Axe's ultimate, use that Culling Blade, it also takes away some of the weaknesses of that Wraith King, and that's the maneuverability of the hero. Wraith King itself, it has generally low movement speed. He has only 1 stun, so he gets kited fairly easily. And with that Culling Blade, movement speed bonus, this Wraith King is going to be chasing down people. The question I have now is Dreamtime going to be able to defend against this mass pushing strat coming out of Kompas Gaming?
Well, it's gonna be extremely hard for them because actually within the 4 heroes that they have pretty much 0 counter push at least, any that they could do from a safe distance. I mean, the Ancient Apparition is pretty decent against just mass pushing because usually heroes are clumped up, so the Ice Blast is more likely to hit. But well, Dream Team, I guess their answer is the Tinker, and that's actually one of the best counter pushers, and he can just jump from lane to lane and lay down the March of the Machines.
Yes, this is also my favorite hero in the game. It's just so insanely fun to play Tinker. Um, so far, I haven't seen very many teams experiment with the Aghanim Scepter, but this might just be one of those scenarios where something like an Aghanim Scepter or even a Bloodstone will come in perfectly. Because you don't really need him for the killing. You don't need him for the extra burst. But what you do need is that ability to defend towers efficiently. And that mana pool is going to be essential to that Tinker. So I'm loving it completely.
Yeah, the only thing is that although the Tinker is really good against units, Shadow Shaman with the Mass Serpent Wards as well as the Death Prophet with his Exorcism, they will probably be able to at least just do some chip damage to the towers every now and then with their ultimates. I mean, sure they don't want to run into the March of the Machines, but Death Prophet maybe just going for a Heart of Tarask or something, getting tanky, and then just trying to go team fight. But Kompas Gaming last pick is the Morphling. I mean, now that actually makes sure that they have a pretty decent late game as well with the Nature's Prophet and the Morphling. And just judging on the drafts alone, who do you think actually has the advantage?
Personally, I have to favor Kompas Gaming because it feels like so much of Dreamtime right now is banking on that Tinker to be able to get the farm necessary, to be able to get the boots of travel, Blink Dagger, to be able to defend towers. But if I feel like if Kompas Gaming puts enough pressure on this Tinker, once they get the essential core items like the mech, they can just, and some Necrobooks, they can essentially just group up and 5-man push. And I don't really see how Dreamtime will be able to stop it if the Tinker is not fat enough.
Well, I guess that actually does make a lot of sense as well now. And Kompas Gaming, they really do want to get the advantage early on, but enough of that as just a quick introduction of teams. I'm starting with Dream Team up on the Radiant side with the stand-in. Zondar will be leading the charge on the Brave King. He has the stun to do it, of course, and Afterlife following closely behind on the Axe, leaving ZXC to play the Tinker with PGG on the Ancient Apparition and Nubik up on the Mirana.
Yep. I feel the most essential thing for DT right now is being able to get kills during the early game phase, shut down the momentum for Kompas. If you can pick off their core heroes constantly, then you'll be able to stall long enough that each of your heroes, look at their heroes, if this game drags to, say, pretty darn late, then I have definitely favor Dreamtime. So I feel like the support's early game rotation is going to be the key to the success for Dreamtime in this game.
Well, the rotation, I mean, I'm just hoping both teams will actually get some vision up as well, just to at least make sure that the enemy has to use smokes if they want to gank effectively. But oh, the arrow flies, it will miss, and unstable. He's gonna be fine, as he just went out to deny the invis rune. And actually, it's a somewhat ballsy play, because he might have gotten picked off. But since he didn't anyway, it's really nice that he actually killed the invis. Oh, double sentry by both teams, but Dazzle getting the better end of it. But yeah, just denying the invis rune early on. The invis, it's actually pretty hard to go up against early on. Let's say something like the Wraith King cut the invis and just set up an easy kill mid lane.
Yeah, not only that, this is going to be a lot of pressure on Kompas Gaming in the tri lane. This tri lane is just so strong, and Morphling is going to have a hard time farming up. And the Kompas Gaming, the supports, they can rotate, but it just doesn't feel like it have the efficiency necessary to pick off heroes. I mean, like such as a Tinker, if he has good map awareness.
Well, like you said, they probably can't rotate around too much. One thing though that is in Kompas Gaming's favor is that the 2 sentry wards they've actually used, one got rid of an observer ward, so there's not too much vision for Dreamtime. Sure, they have at least vision on one rune, and that's the most important part, especially if you're playing a Tinker. He probably wants to get the rune control. And checking out the bottom lane, Axe versus Nature's Prophet, who do you actually think has the upper hand in that matchup?
I say it's about slight. I'll have to favor the Axe eventually, but during the early levels, I feel like Nature's Prophet is gonna have a pretty okay time getting the last hits. But as the levels come online, and depending on how the Axe choose to level his skills, if he does max battle hunger, then he's gonna be able to zone out the Nature's Prophet. I don't think he'll be able to solo kill, but the battle hunger is gonna put a huge dent in Nature's Prophet's ability to farm, and he might eventually just have to rotate, try to TP top, help out with some ganks, or even rotate into jungle and farm up until he feels like he has the essential necessary items like face boots, or even get Orb of Venom to be able to contest against an Axe.
Well, the Orb of Venom definitely is good against melee heroes, but yeah, no, go on.
I am fairly surprised though. Kompas Gaming, they didn't ward up the Ancients, because as a Tinker player, one of the essentials that you need is you need to be able to stack up and utilize that stack to a massive amount of golden XP, and being able to get that boost of travel is pretty much what you need to do as a Tinker. And it's surprising they let it slide.
Yeah, especially as the Tinker is on the Radiant side, he has such an easier time of actually stacking the Ancients than when he would be on the Dire side, so yeah, it is somewhat surprising. I guess Kompas Gaming, they didn't really find the time to do so. Maybe even placing a sentry ward there would have been enough, but so far at least the Tinker isn't going for it. And do you think he's actually gonna go for the max March of the Machines build? I mean, it's just so common.
I believe so. It's gonna be 2 into a laser, so he's capable of zoning out Jet, and then just maxing that March of the Machines. And the timing for March is around 30 seconds of every minute. So like 20 something, you start running the March, and then around 35, 40, the creep wave will completely clear, and then you're free to stack up. And then check the top rune, go back to your lane, and it's a pretty good cycle. You're not gonna lose out any farm or XP in the lane, and you're still getting tons of stacks.
Oh, they're going on top lane though, Shadow Shaman. He gets stunned, arrow to follow, a few right clicks with the chilling touch. That's just so much damage, and Artist, nothing for him to do except just run on the Morphling. That's just so much damage. The chilling touch, 50 damage every right click for 3 consecutive right clicks. Nothing you can handle with 2 stuns on top of it. Oh. And well, yeah, easy first blood.
I feel this is one of the innate problems with Kompas Gaming's lineup. Their supports, they don't have very many options during the early game before they get levels. It feels like Shadow Priest, sure, you can save heroes, but oh.
Yeah, they're just gonna get Shadow Shaman again. Although PGG, he might drop. Artis is chasing 1 more second for the waveform. Oh, he actually levels up the waveform, so not enough mana. That was somewhat of a mistake, but now the healing cell comes into effect. And in the meantime, Axe actually solo kills Nature's Prophet.
Wow. He proved me wrong. I didn't think he was capable of doing that.
Oh, top lane actually. PGG might still be in trouble. The waveform Artist goes for the kill. He might go down in turn. No mana for the Strength Morph, and Nubik grabs himself the kill, and suddenly 4 for 1, and now unstable. He wants to manfight Nubik, but the TPs are coming in. Nature's Prophet toying around with his own TP. And well, he will go back to the bottom lane, but yeah, coming back to the solo kill on the bottom.
Wow, this might be a kill in return. Ah, no. Afterlife is too good and just cuts the tree, walks away, checks for the rune, gonna get it. But I don't quite understand how the Axe was capable of solo killing the Nature's Prophet. He only has 1 level into Battle Hunger, and he's opted to max the counter Helix.
Well, I guess he maybe got lucky, spin to win. I mean, might have been that the Treants were trying to harass him and just run up to the hero on Berserker's Call.
I think one of the innate problems for Kompas gaming is their supports. They don't have the ability to jungle or like make effective ganks. Especially when their mid solo is a death prophet, it doesn't have the ability to stun, to lock down the Tinker for them to engage. And with the supports like this, I mean, if you have a Sand King, essentially this is a lane that you will abandon. Go get your levels, and then make the rotations at mid, make the rotations down at bottom, help the other lanes. Because you know this tri lane is pretty much a lost cause. The Morphling he has...
Oh, they're going on Morphling. The Shackles onto Sonder, and actually Wraith King will go down Morphling. There's the Shallow Grave. He actually might be able to escape the Cold Feet proc, but Nubik, he's gonna have to back off. Didn't have enough mana for the Starstorm. Actually would have been an easy kill, but giving away 1 in return. So Kompas Gaming making the best of, I guess, a bad situation now.
Wow, I think that was a little bit of a misplay from the Wraith King. Because if you look at it, who can really break the shackle? And you're pretty much looking at the Wraith King. It's the only reliable stun. Both Mirana and Ancient Apparition are follow-up. And sure, if the hero can actually get through to the Shadow Shaman, there's a chance of a kill, but in that scenario, the heroes will line up perfectly. The creep wave was there.
Ooh, Dazzle, he gets stunned. Arrow will connect. Cold Feet will definitely proc, and I have no idea what he was doing running around like. Oh, there's the Wrath of Nature. Waveform on top. Nubik dropping low, gets the leap auto, and Kalika, he just TPs to the wrong spot now. Oh, Kilik goes down as well. Sondar, no mana for another blast. But actually, he might be in trouble. The Chilling Touch PGG. Oh, there's the Sprout. He will finally go down. Waveform actually gets the double.
Oh, wow. Wow, that was some big kills. And all of a sudden, it feels like the trialing just isn't working out for Dreamtime anymore with the Nature's Prophet rotating in. But we do have to remember, down at bottom, Axe is completely free farming with almost 40 last hits in around 6.5 minutes. And so you do expect to see an under 10-minute Blink Dagger from him. And I think that would be pretty game-changing.
Well, speaking of game-changing, there, Hex up Nubik, oh! There was no Shackle follow-up. I think Kirik a little bit slow there on the Shadow Shaman. And of course, it was a mistake by Nubik to TP in like that anyway. But I guess still a tier 1 tower for Kompas Gaming. And actually they're gaining some momentum now. But like you said, Yax getting the early Blink Dagger. I think it might be what they are waiting for or what they need to just completely shift momentum once again.
Yep. So Afterlife, seeing that top was getting pushed, he was trying to get a trade of his own. But Axe pushing a tower by himself, he just simply can't outpush against heroes like Nature's Prophet and like 3 other heroes just pushing down that tier 1.
Well, I guess that's the best way to go around it as well. Because, I mean, Tinker, he can only be on 1 lane at the time, so just split pushing, I guess, might be the best solution against a Tinker.
He's not too far from a Boots of Travels, though. I mean, just look at that Ancient stack. It's getting stacked up again. Already has Soul Ring Bottle, so not too shabby.
Well, and actually, if they hit a nice timing on the Boots of Travel as well as get the Blink on Axe, how much of a significance do you think those item pickups will actually make?
Well, we're looking at a Blink Dagger on Tinker as well as... not Blink Dagger. A Boots of Travel on Tinker and a Blink Dagger on the Axe. And together, I think it's a very potent combo. One of the favorite things that I love seeing Tinker players do is when they TP around, not only are they like spamming the rockets to zone off the opponent heroes, but at the same time, utilize the bottle charges. Because when you just TP to somewhere, you have 4 bottle charge. So essentially, if you have an aggressive tri-lane, you can just about heal up every single player in that tri-lane. And your teammates never have to leave the lane as long as they don't die.
Wow, man. It certainly shows that you play a lot yourself.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's really one nice thing that I actually haven't thought about like that at all. I mean, Tinker just... The mobile my health center, I guess.
Yeah, it's essentially a moving fountain. Whoever needs HP, needs mana, well, as a tinker, I'm here. Here you go. Heal right back up, get back to business. Life's good.
Yeah, if only they had more bottles on them for the others to just recharge their own as well. But
Oh yeah, that would be pretty sick.
one really nice thing, of course, is with the Boots of Travels as well, that it doesn't give the delay on the other TPs. Unless they change it at some point.
And you can use Ghost Scepter while TPing as well.
Yeah, oh, Afterlife, he's going in, doesn't get the Berserker's Call though, not using it yet, unstable though, he's way too slow. And I think this is gonna be the first dunk of the game, and indeed it is. Kaleka actually TP's in, but Afterlife, he has the blink, now just TP's out, and there's of course no adaptive strike yet, because Morphling only level 7. Oh, they run into Chet though, Nubik, he has to run for dear life. One Crypt Swarm will be enough. Chet, completely off target.
Well, he had to take a guess. It was 50-50, either the left side or the right side. And I guess it was just the wrong guess.
Yeah, unlucky for him, but oh, actually they might make the rotation into Roche now. They have the Replicate to tank it up. They have the Illusion Rune now as well, so some more tanking potential there. And that's one really nice thing that I love with Death Prophet players. They just go for the early Roche, and even if they don't have the medallion, with the treants to tank it up, they should take it fast enough. But PGG getting a kill on Kilik now, the Shadow Shaman. He's actually level 7, and for his support Ancient Apparition in an aggressive tri-lane, I think he's doing rather fine.
Yeah, it's surprising. Right now it's around the third ward timing in the game. So you have the initial one at 0 minute and one around 5-6 minute. And I'm just surprised Dreamtime, they weren't prepared for this Roche attempt. They should be pretty aware that Kompas Gaming's composition can easily down towers as well as Roshan. But perhaps maybe they're more focused on getting that Boots of Travel on Tinker and getting the necessary farm on Axe. But looking back at it, can they actually contest the Roshan, do you think?
Well, with the Blink Axe, it actually might have been very well possible, especially if the treants were in the close vicinity as well. So just some more targets who were able to generate the procs for the counter helix. And especially if the Heist Blast would have been there as well. But oh, top lane, I think this tower is gonna get denied. But yeah, I mean, it certainly feels like Dream Team, they were like, okay, you were nice enough not to ward our Ancients, so we're gonna have you get the Roshan.
So it's a very friendly game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a game of Dota, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Power of friendship.
The next big thing for Kompas that I'm looking at right now is when is the Shadow Shaman gonna get level 6? Because we're already looking at, they've only taken the top tier 1.
Well,
and now it feels like everything is just being prepared to get that Shadow Shaman. He needs that level 6 and he's not too far. And they're still stacking up. And once he gets to level 6, they drop the wards. They have the DP ultimate. They have Furion, maybe split pushing another lane. That's just... It's daunting to look at.
Oh, in the meantime, PG gets blown up by Chet. He had a double damage rune as well, and well, Unstable helped a little bit on the dazzle. But coming back to your point, I mean, it's definitely scary. If I was Dream Team, I would be really afraid of that timing. And Shadow Shaman actually does it at level 6 you were talking about. And Death Prophet hits level 11 as well, so level 2 Exorcism, it's actually a lot stronger than the level 1. So with the 2, as well as the Tenacious Prophet split pushing with his max treants, I mean, I'm not too sure how Dream Team should actually react to this. I guess they could just try to push all the 3 lanes at once. Have Tinker set up 1 lane, but oh, mid lane, they get the Berserker's Call onto Chet. There's the Ice Blast to fly as well. Nothing he can do. There's the dunk coming out by Axe. That's a level 2 Culling Blade as well for him now, and they will get a tier 1 tower. So I guess that kill now is pretty damn important in actually stopping the timing push from Kompas.
There was a couple of things that was running through my mind just now. As a pushing lineup, would it benefit them a little bit more? Say if the Death Prophet chose to make a mech instead of Yules and having like the arcane boots, and as well as the Dazzle. I know it's common for Dazzle right now not to learn Weave at level 6, but he's maxing the Shallow Grave right after the Shadow Wave. And this is something that I haven't seen as much.
Mid lane, some action once again. There's the Ray Fire Blast unstable. He gets the Mass Serpenters out. There's the Shackle onto Afterlife. The Mass Serpenters come out as well. No counter helix, but there's the tank. Movement speed galore for them. And they, Yule's up. Actually, they might lose the Axe Afterlife. No Berserker Skull, actually gets it in the end, some bonus armor, it's not enough. Chet actually ends the dominating spree. A 2-for-1 and giving away an axe for 2. Oh, Nubik actually might get Kalika as well. He leaps out, Starstorm, the double bounce will be there, a few right clicks and Nature's Prophet. Oh, he wanted to do some big plays, but so... I mean, now it's definitely worth it for Dream Team, only losing the axe for 3 kills. But if the Nature's Prophet actually wouldn't have died, do you think it would have been worth it to trade an axe for 2 supports?
It's, I would say it's even. The axe, he's on a fast track to getting the Agnum Scepter, and that's, if he gets it early, pre-20 minute, it's gonna do a huge amount of damage towards Kompas. But I still haven't let go of that issue that I was thinking about. Why doesn't Dazzle learn Weave? Because if you look at it, Death Prophet's ultimate, that's physical damage, and if you're going for a pushing strat, wouldn't it be nice to have the mech, to have tons of armor on your heroes, and just down tower after tower? Sure, that's an AA Ice Blast, and I guess you can use the Yules to avoid it, but the rest of your team won't get any benefits from that Yules. I don't know, maybe they're looking towards a bit more of a split pushing lineup. Maybe that's their goal.
Thinking back of how the draft started with the Ancient Apparition, it was actually the first pick, so with Kompas Gaming being happy enough to draft a Dazzle after the Ancient Apparition, they should be happy enough to go for a mech as well. I mean, the Ancient Apparition, it's level 1, it's not that significant, but oh, Chet in huge trouble. Berserker Skull, Rayfire Blast, they actually use it at the same time, but the Ice Blast will follow and the kill. Oh, actually, he runs out of it. He's pretty speedy with the Evil Scepter, and I can't believe he actually is going to survive this. But yeah, coming back to the point that if they were willing to draft a Dazzle against Ancient Apparition, they might as well have gone for the mech. It definitely would have helped with the pushes. And even if you get hit by the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast, you can just back off for a little while, wait the duration out, at least until he gets the Aghanim Scepter, which is actually getting somewhat close to. But yeah, I mean, I really think, unless they really want to only split push this down, the mech would have been a better option.
Yep. Maybe they're just gonna play split push and have this Morphling carry them late game. But I feel Dreamtime's late game just looks so much scarier, especially with the Morphling's farm right now. He's not gonna have his Lincolns by 18 minute.
Bottom lane, some action once again. Nature's Prophet does drop Blow Sunder. He has his reincarnation and they do get 1 kill. Ice Blast to fly in. Nice. Berserker Skull onto 2. The Calling Blade actually did not come out, and the Exorcism way more damage than they expected to come out. And Keely will be able to TP out thanks to the Shallow Grave.
Oh, that was so close. I thought maybe Killik would die to the Ice Blast, but he survives.
That looked pretty damn nice, to be honest, once the axe came in, but of course, fighting under the Mass Serpent Wards and the Exorcism. Actually, now coming back to the secondary point you made before, that the Dazzle not going for the Weave. You already mentioned that it helps out with the Death Prophet's ultimate, the Exorcism doing physical damage. It also helps out with the Mass Serpent Wards. So it definitely would have made sense. I mean, oh god, Artis, the Frostbite? No, he's not gonna burst. Heat-seeking missiles did get disjointed, I think, with the waveform, but yeah. The Weave, I think it actually would have been really helpful, and there's a lot of physical damage by DT coming out as well. The Wraith King, Mirana's right clicks, and the Axe with his counter helixes. I mean, would be able to tank up for your own team a little bit as well with the Weave.
It feels like the game have slowed down somewhat. Both teams, they would just want to spend a little bit more time to farm up their items.
Oh, so bottom lane, there's the Berserker Skull Kalika. Will there be a Dunk Rayfire Blast? And yes, Afterlife, he's... How far is he actually now? Still around 1.5k, a little bit less away from the Aghanim Scepter. But once he actually gets it, I mean, the heroes are rather squishy on Kompas Gaming's side. In Nature's Prophet, not the biggest HP pool by any means. And of course the Dazzle and the Shadow Shaman, they don't have any tank items at all.
And another fact, picking Morphling at the end of the draft, I just feel this hero is completely disjointed from the rest of the lineup. It just doesn't really fit, and it gets, if it ever gets hit by the Ice Blast, I just don't really see how he's gonna live through it unless he has a BKB, because his morph isn't gonna do anything for him.
Well, and do you think he's actually gonna go for a BKB, or if he should go for one?
He needs both Lincolns and BKB, but that's just delaying the game way too much, because he's already not on a fast track to say Lincolns. If he was doing really well...
Artis bottom lane Berserker Skull, 1 Helix and a Dunk. this Morphling, I mean, you were talking about him getting items and needing multiple of them. At the rate this is going, he's not gonna get anything achieved.
Yeah.
Oh, mid
I
lane
don't
they're going
know.
on you because, well, there's the shackle onto the Mirana. Actually, they will get the killer. Oh, what a Berserker Skull up onto 2 with the creep wave there. There's a 1 dunk. He's going for Dazzle as well. He actually doesn't have enough mana for it, but that's 3 kills already now. And Afterlife, don't fight in the Exorcism. Don't make the same mistake again. And Kalika, he's just gonna TP out as the Tinker. Some harass with the heat-seeking missiles. But, oh god, I don't know how the Mirana survived that one.
Oh wow, the axe was right on spot with that call. And then he just uses his magic wand charges. And wow, I did not expect him to live through that either. And do you think this Death Prophet is going to go for a Bloodstone or a straight up Heart of Tarask?
I think it's going to be hard because it's really nice against the March of the Machines. You get some harass, you go into it, back off a little bit, heal back to full. I mean, the Bloodstone, sure, it makes you tanky. If you die, you heal up your teammates, but I think at least that the Heart would be a little bit of a better choice. I mean, mana regen wise, I guess Bloodstone, but with the Yules, that part should be fine for him.
Are we going to be looking at the ultimate rat game of the century? You have a Morphling, you have a Nature's Prophet, and Death Prophet later on can always get a boost of travels. And you're just going to have insane amount of split push coming out here and there. And of course, I don't know if you remember Demon playing that Shadow Shaman, having the brutal travels. And
Oh, that
he
was
was just
beautiful.
going ham. Yeah. And like he would just use the boost of travels, smoke up, and then go to towers, drop the Mass Serpent Ward, deal damage, run away.
Well, that, I mean, Kompas Gaming definitely had the possibility to just rely upon that and go for the farm game, but oh, mid lane Artis might be in trouble. He survives the Berserker Skull with the... Oh god. There's March of the Machines, Newick, they're under Invis, they have detection, but there's the Fire Blast into Killick with the arrow to follow up. Shadow Shaman, you can't do anything. Mass Serpent Wars were already used in the Roach Pit as well. The Ice Blast will fly, Shadow Shaman still alive, but he will get taken out. There's the Exorcism, though, oh shit. He's in alone against 3 heroes, he doesn't get anything, even the Reincarnation not popped on the Wraith King. And that's a horrible fight once again. Sure, the kill of Wraith King once. He already had the level 2 ultimate though. And they might get more. Oh, unstable. There's a dunk Afterlife. Just easiest dunk of his life. That's an Aghanim Scepter, and he's about to hit level 16 now. And they will get the Roshan on top. And, well, Kompas Gaming, what do you actually think? Will the Rat be enough to keep them in this game?
I really don't think so at this point. Because when you have multiple heroes with Blink Dagger... Oh, okay, so they're trying to chase down the Morphling right now.
Oh, they get the Wraithfire Blast as well. The Berserker Skull is on cooldown, but if they bring him down low enough, they have the level 15, not the level 3 ultimate yet for Afterlife. Then there's the Hex as well, away from into the trees, and actually the TP is on cooldown. They're gonna just kill off Killick instead. We can't kill the Morph, we'll just settle for... Oh, the arrow finds, and Sonder has a blink of his own. My god, Afterlife. How many dunks is that now? That's absolutely sick on the axe.
Oh man. Because I really don't think Kumpa has what it takes now at this point. Because when you look at it, so Axe has a Blink Dagger, Mirana has Leap, and Wraith King has Blink Dagger. Tinker obviously has a Blink Dagger as well. And when you have so many Blink heroes, it puts a lot of mental pressure on the opponent's team. Whenever they go to a lane, they always have to think, hey, am I going to get jumped? And if I get jumped, can I survive? And you always have the AA Ice Blast from a long-range supporting point of view. Like, he can just throw it from across the map, and then all Axe has to do is jump in and roar at someone. And that person is most likely not gonna live through it. And Tinker, he's not too far from a Sheaf Stick of his own. And the standard timing for professional games for Tinker with, like, Boots of Travels, Blink Dagger, Hex, Bottle, etc. is around 27-minute mark. So he's doing very, very well. He's probably going to have it by, say, the 25-minute mark, if not sooner. And by that time, when you have Perma-Hex, when you have all these initiation-based kind of skills, I just don't see how Kumpa Gaming can be able to pull off a big fight.
And it's even harder for them now, since PGG has the Aghanim Scepter on the Ancient Apparition as well. I mean, that's just so much for Kompas Gaming to dodge. And, well, you brought up the BKB before. They are nowhere near on it on any single hero. The Morphling doesn't even have his Linkens yet. 24 minutes in, it's not finished up. He needs around 500 gold more. And well, Death Prophet actually kills off the Tinker solo. Wow.
Wow, that is totally worth it. That's huge for them. It buys them a lot more time. It slows down the Tinker's sheepstick.
Oh, they get the Hex on PGG as well, but they won't follow up. Oh, Sonder blinks in. There's the River Blast. Ice Blast to fly as well. Oh my god, Shadow Shaman. Poor guy. Just the supports taken out immediately. The burst damage is way too strong within them. At least Chet with the kill on the Tinker and now some farm on top. He will be able to finish up the Heart. And oh, Axe, his man fight against two Hearties. He wants to get the Calling Blade, really get it out. There's the silence, nicely done onto Axe. No Calling Blade for him, and actually he's in a lot of trouble now. He's just boxed in the Sprout, and oh, Moonlight Shadows, no detection. What?
Oh man. Oh man, that's it's a pity. And you look at Kompas, Kaleka. As soon as he goes back to base, he's learned his lesson. He buys up the dust. It looks like he wants to make a sheepstick as well, but...
Oh, mid lane Chet. Afterlife actually blinks in a little bit off, and Sonder, he should get the River Blast. Ice Blast will miss, and Afterlife, of course, will get the dunk. If they had actually killed off the Axe, that would have been really strong for them, because they would have gotten a lot of gold, ending the wicked 6 streak on the Axe.
Yep, that's already 7 in a row. And this Axe... I mean, we all know Axe falls off relatively quickly. Like, you're always going to see this kind of score early on in the game. But this just feels like a game where he's going to continue snowball till the end of it.
Yeah, there's another Rayfire Blast and unstable, another... Oh god, those tanks, and now Kilik, he's going for the Shackles, Mass Serpent as well, but they have the Mjolnir, the bounces do so much, Newbie. Oh my god, and yet another dunk, and they just make their escape with the extra movement speed. But that Mjolnir, with the Mass Serpent was hitting at him, I think the Shadow Shaman more or less killed himself there.
Oh yeah, and so did the Morphling. I felt that way for him. When I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's gonna cost his life if he goes for it. And a small technique for the viewers, I suppose. When you're playing Axe and you want to determine how you're gonna when you're gonna use the Calling Blade threshold, you can go to the console and adjust the HP bar so each segment will be perfectly to the point where you can use the Calling Blade. And as soon as the HP bar goes below that segment, you can just use it.
Do you have to like update this segment, or is it like some way that it actually takes your ultimate into consideration, like how skilled it is, if it's level 2 or 3, and do you have the Aghanim Scepter? Or do you just have to manually put like into like HP segment 625, 400?
Yeah. You need to do that. There's no way to adjust according to Axe's level.
Yeah,
sadly.
thank god, that would be pretty damn imba.
Yeah, you just look at the HP and it's like, oh, instant kill, boom. Chuck out the Calling Blade.
Also, you just have to change it multiple times a game, I guess.
Yeah, multiple reconnects. Oh yeah, and then there's always the, the Dota TV stream sniping, where you pause the game and say, hey, sorry, like my computer crashed or something, and then you just go and watch your own game and you figure out.
Do they really do that?
I've seen teams do it. I mean,
oh
recently, we played against a sponsored team, and they were stream sniping us for sure, cause like we were camping in this like really weird off the map hiding spot. Like we're over here, and our creep wave was like all the way down here, cause we saw a hero somewhere here, and then they just directly blinked in on us, and that's just insane. It's not like a scouting Mirana arrow or anything.
Maybe
it's like
they were
exactly
smoked and the smoke broke.
No, I went back and checked the replay. They had no vision of our movement directions.
Well,
whatsoever.
that's pretty damn lame, I have to say. I mean, oh, ZXC finds Artis, of course, won't do anything. He has his Hex finished up for quite some time now, plus 1.6k on top. Do you think he's gonna go for, I don't even know, Aghanim Scepter just for a luxury item? I mean, I guess.
For which
GG
okay.
called, just out of the blue. GG. That's
man. Yeah, the difference in gold is already over 15,000, and the XP was over 25,000, so we kind of see it coming. But just a funny, interesting thing. I guess that's one of the reasons why Techies is not in the game, because people can go and stream snipe to know exactly where he plants the mines. And I guess that's something that Valve has to figure out when they implement Techies in the future.
Yeah, that definitely is a really strong point you're making, I guess, or just increase the delay to like ridiculous amounts, but that really would just ruin the viewer experience. But yeah, I guess that's it for game number 1, but don't go anywhere, viewers, because game number 2 is coming up in just a second.